moving to Stars University, because I know that's one of your projects as well. I know that is a landmark, what's it called, project you are currently working on. And I cannot help but ask, sir, can you walk us through your vision for starting up a university in your state, where we already have a state university, a college, and of course, a polytechnic? What actually informed that decision?
In Delta State, we have many universities, not a university.
Yeah, universities.
No, you said a university. We have at least 6 universities. We have polytechnics.
Yes.
We have many colleges.
Yes.
Delta State is quite advanced. It's a very different kind of state from other states. I am proud to be a Deltan because we lead. We lead in so many ways. If you think of banking sector, for example, most of the major banks are owned by Deltans. I don't know whether you know that. You think of the media. Most of the major newspapers are owned by Deltans. I'm talking about Guardian, Vanguard, This Day, they're from Delta. And by the way, Delta is the only state that has 2 airports, Warri and Asaba. We lead in so many ways, and not least education. We can never have enough because, as I told you from the beginning, education is everything. When we have life, next is education.
Absolutely.
But my university is not a normal university. It is a specialized one.
Okay.
We're looking at something very different. The name is STARS University.
Yes.
STARS stands for Sports Technology, Arts and Research Sciences. The focus is on sports development. Yes, we'll be doing conventional courses. So if you're going to study history or business administration, accounting, and all that, yes, we're going to be offering you opportunity to do that. But beyond that, you must also be a sports enthusiast. You must do one sports that you can do competitively or managerially, because we train managers as well. That's part of the vision. The whole idea is to have an environment where people can excel in their skills. We're looking at where people can combine their love for a profession and something else. So where you can have the opportunity to express yourself. Normal universities, you don't go there and you're doing LLB, or doing BSc or BA. This university will be different. You'll be doing joint honors degrees.
Okay.
So you come here to study business administration, but you're also good in football, or you're good in swimming, or you're good in gymnastics. You combine both, or lawn tennis. You combine both. The whole idea is that at the end of the 3 years that you're going to be there, you will be able to compete for Nigeria. You'll be able to compete for your state. You'll be able to compete globally. We're looking at how we can train experts, those who become, there's a point where in your life as a sports person, like in Nigeria, let me tell you this, most Nigerians who go to Olympics now, they get there through dint of personal commitment, personal courage, personal ambition. Not because there's a sustained training program or support by any state government or any institution. It doesn't happen that way. That's why they wait until a month or 2 weeks to any international event. They say, come to camp. So they're working in a bank. They're working and they're doing some odd jobs. They say, come to camp. And when they get to international events, they cannot compete well. They're not trained enough. They're not committed enough. They're also thinking about their work back home. No, that is not good enough. So what we plan to do is to give them the opportunity to study, but studying to be educated, and also to be able to, on a daily basis,
especially when it comes
focus
to sports.
on your chosen sports.
Skills.
So that at the end of 3 years, you'll be competing effectively with the best in the world. Look at somebody like Michael Phelps, the swimmer. It takes Michael Phelps, only Michael Phelps, in the last 3 Olympic Games, Michael Phelps won over 20 gold medals. That is one person.
Wow.
In the last 3 Olympic Games, in the last 12 years or so. You tell me, how many Nigerians have won gold medals in the last 20 years? Apart from Chioma Ajunwa in long jump, tell me who else has done it? None. Except our football team, the under-18, led by Ned Nwoko, that, I mean, it took 50 boys and their coaches to win 1 gold medal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
But with this university, my vision is that we identify young talents at very young age, 14, 15, or even earlier, and we begin to sponsor them, either in some secondary schools. But as soon as they are of age to enter university, they are with us. And they'll be training day in, day out. They'll have exposures, international exposures. We're going to have HM programs with some universities abroad where they'll go over time to perfect their skills and come back. You know, when such guys eventually meet with big names from America, from UK, from China, they will not feel intimidated because they are educated. Or they're getting the best of education. They have the best of environment, and they know why they are there. Because they are there because they have been groomed from day one to be the best. So that's what we want.
All right, thank you so much on that. And thank you also for walking us through the sports facilities that you're putting in place in Stars University. Obviously, from a caliber of yourself and an exotic taste of yours, I know that is going to definitely be a success story at the end of the tunnel. But, you know, a sports university, I know it's your dream. I know it's something that we eventually, a lot of people will benefit from, and it's going to impact loads of lives, especially when it comes to people not concentrating on just the academics alone, but on other skills that can also empower them in future, because it's more like an entrepreneurship in another way, you know. So, you know, my question is, how do you describe your love and passion for sports? And we know that you also own a golf course. What led to that? We know that you are a sportsman, but what led to you having a golf course?
I told you I love sports.
Yes.
You know, I play sports as a young person. I played football a lot, and I swim now. You know, I play tennis almost every Sunday. By the way, on my spare time on Sundays, I teach swimming. I wish you had the time, you and your crew have the time.
I think I saw a short clip of that where a lot of people said you've taught them and the likes. And I think you were telling Dele Momodo as well. Yeah. He's one of my big egbo in the industry.
Yes. So I would. The good thing about teaching is that you know, once you devise a method of making people learn, learning becomes such a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's no longer difficult.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like a formula in mathematics. You know, math is difficult, but once you know the formula, you're good.
Yes.
You're good to go. So, teaching people how to swim, I devised 5 methods that I can teach anybody. Doesn't matter how silly you are. I can teach anybody how to swim in 30 minutes. So if
I saw that.
You guys who are here, if you don't know how to swim or you are scared of water, you have water phobia, which is everybody saying, don't worry about that. Everybody that I've taught over 900 people how to swim. And it just takes 30 minutes. So if you have the time and you feel like you want to be challenged, then I am ready. You know, you also record this particular session.
Yeah.
And you'll be happy that you did. You know, everybody should learn how to swim. By the way, everybody should learn how to swim. You know, abroad, it's like, it's mandatory.
Yes.
Because every local government area, they say what they call sports centers. So every school takes their turn in going to those sports centers every day to teach the kids how to swim. By the time every child is 7, 8, they can swim.
It becomes a part of them.
They swim because it's good exercise. They swim because it helps them to save their own lives or to save the lives of others. Or even amongst them will emerge the future champions.
So talking about the future champions, and I know you've mentioned that you've taught about 900 people in swimming and in other athletics and all of that. So I cannot help but ask, we know that we have raw talent and quality athletes in Nigeria, so to speak, that can take us to the next level when it comes to global sports. So, sir, what is your own global, or what's your own goal and ambition with regards to raw talent, and how you can, with your own exposure, with your own, what's it called now, experiences and all, what can you do to all these raw talents, which I know that it is good for us to capture them when they are young? How can you give them exposure internationally?
You have just, your question is, again, you want me to repeat what I've said before. And I'm glad you used the word raw, raw talent.
Yes.
That's what my university is all about. It's a platform. It's a foundation for growth for them, for sustained training.
Okay.
That is it. That is it. Because most of them who are out there don't have the opportunities to be educated. So they go to some sports facilities here and there that are ill-equipped, ill-staffed. You know, they could just go there. That's what I told you from the beginning, that those who do well do so out of sheer hard work.
Hard work.
Okay? But we want to make it easier for them now by placing them in an environment that is dedicated to them.
All right, so
designed for them.
Yes, sir.
Promoted for them.
Yes, sir.
You know, because within that university, we're going to have clubs. Football club, tennis club, swimming club, boxing club. There'll be clubs. Students will have, instead of being in university and talking about cults, cultism and all that, it's going to be...
They're engaged.
Clubs.
Yeah.
And those clubs will be competing internationally. So from day one, as long as you are of the right material, that's why the first consideration for us is not about your degree as per your history or your business studies, but your skills in sports. That's number one. Number two is your academic interest. So we believe that this environment is going to yield results. One of the things that we've put in place is that every student in this university will have some form of scholarship or the other. So we're looking at children from any background. Could be the poorest, doesn't matter. As long as you have the skill that we need, we'll take you, we'll help you, we'll develop you.
All right, thank you so much for that.
And, you know, you want me to stop?
No. I don't want you to stop. You know, the reason why I said that is because...
I was just going to tell you that part of what we've also put in place to enable them to feel like the other students in other universities abroad is the accommodation. We're starting with 700 students. And every student will have their own room, their own in-suite room. So in every flat, there will be 4 rooms. Each student will have their own room. In that room, you have your own bathroom and your own toilet. There will be a common sitting room. Of course, we have cafeteria where you're going to go and eat. But we don't want students sharing rooms like they do in other universities. That's what should be the first university in Nigeria. I believe that it's almost like it's mandatory that you must have your own room. You know, if you're going to be a sports person...
So each person to a room?
Yes. If you're going to be a sports person, you need your room. You need your room to develop...
Your personal space.
Yeah, you need it, you know. You can't be sharing rooms with 4 people and all that. You know.
All right, thank you so much for that.
As you meet your competitors from other countries.
Internationally?
Yeah, internationally, people don't share rooms. I went to university in UK. I know universities in America, in France. People don't share rooms. You know, you must have that self-respect, for that dignity as a person.
All right. All right. Thank you, sir. So, you know, the reason why I asked the last question, and it seems as if, you know, I'm taking you back, is because, let me use this opportunity to say this. I was once a sports director under MTN Football Scholar, where I brought in a lot of international coaches that partnered with MTN by giving back to the society in terms of CSR, you know, where we had to scout for boys who are skillful on field but academically sound. So, and I realized that what you are doing, you know, I think that at some point we must, I'm just hoping that you will get to a place where it is presidential, where you can change the vision and the mindsets of Nigerians at large, because I can tell you for free that it takes somebody who is well dedicated to this. It's not just about money. You might have the money, but you might not have the vision. Because while working with all these parents, you know, while working with all these students at the time, I realized that, yeah, they have raw talent, but the question is, they didn't have the facilities. And if someone like you can provide them with the facility, you know, and not just the accommodation, because accommodation was also a challenge, even after when they got the scholarship, because it was a scholarship from MTN, you know, and at the end of the day, you realize that there are loads of other challenges after when they are there. So the question is, while you are doing this, accommodating them, feeding them, changing their lives, not just academically, but sports-wise, and I believe that when you are sport-oriented, that transition to every areas of your life, because sport is very disciplined. You have to be focused. You have to be, you know, and a whole lot of that. And again, I might use this opportunity to just give this submission to say that, you know, with everything that we've said, especially when it comes to Stars University, I believe that it is one place that every parent should try to put their children into, especially tapping into the opportunity that is being given. Sir, I cannot help but to come back to how people have likened you to, what's it called, the late philanthropist and the winner of June 12 election in 1993 in Nigeria, because of his similar love for sports and, of course, his humanitarian works as well. So he had a football club called Abiola Babes back then. I hope I'm correct, but do you also see yourself like an Abraham Lincoln of Chelsea that may soon be having a local football club eventually? We've seen the likes of Dangote, who is coming to say that they want to buy Arsenal, they want to do this, you know, because you have flair for sports, you are a dedicated man, and of course you've taken it further by having a university that is also dedicated to sports. So what's your plan in having a football club in future?
I've actually just acquired a football club.
Okay.
I acquired a football club in November last year, and we're just going around the country getting players together before the lockdown started. So yes, we're heading that direction.
Okay.
My concern now is whether the football club should be Abuja-based as we had, you know, wanted it. Or,
I'm sure it will be Abuja-based.
Or to send it to Delta.
Delta.
Because of these facilities that we have in Delta.
Delta, okay.
You know, that is the only issue. But I've appointed a coach, Austin Agwevo, who is also working with Vito Beba on the team. But as I said, my university will have clubs, football club. It's an automatic thing anyway. Okay. Swimming club, boxing
with
club.
the touch of international coaches?
There will be, of course, yeah, there will be.
Okay.
Yes. Like the university aspect, what we also are planning to do is to have directors of the different sports from the various countries where they are known for those sports. For example, like the gymnastics. So we're looking at either getting Russian or American coaches. Football, looking at Brazil. Boxing, we are good in boxing as a country, but we never supported boxers.
Yes.
You know, we have what it takes, you know, to just ask yourself, how come a country as small as Jamaica produces sprint athletes. How come? Because they train them, they support them. You know, we have the same genetic composition as them. We are strongly built. We're built like them. It's just about discipline, about support. So we're going to do all that.
All right, thank you.
So I am into what you're talking about already, talking about the football club, yes.
All right, thank you so much for revealing that to us.
Yes.
You know, I know that people know you as a billionaire. Some call you a philanthropist, and we can as well refer to you as a politician. By profession, you are also called a lawyer. Of course, a reputable lawyer at that. I must emphasize on that. And you once shared with us earlier that you never practiced in Nigeria, but you're a lawyer outside the country. So what would you like to be remembered for in decades to come? Or perhaps what legacy of yours would you be the most cherished, what's it called now, the legacy or that you want to leave behind after you are gone?
I don't know. I don't know how many years I'm going to live.
We pray for longevity.
So I don't know. So there are many things that we have in the offing, many things that we are proposing and planning or doing. If they all work well, as I hope they work well. So it will be up to people to remember us based on what they prefer to remember us with. You know, people who have different.
So you don't have you don't have any cherished legacy based on all the projects that we've been having thus far.
Everything I do is important for me.
Absolutely.
Everything.
All right, thank you so much again. I know as a lover of the people and humanitarian that you are as a person, and I will say that what still crushes our hearts, so to speak, about the Nigerian that have messed up with a whole lot of things, especially when it comes to the development of our nation thus far, especially when it comes to the change that we are armoring for, and you know, and we cannot help but to say that an affluence and a resource person of yours is at our disposal. But the question is, why did it take people to know who Ned Nwoko is? I know a lot of people knew who you were, but you know, in recent times you came to limelight, and eventually people were now beginning to Google you and all of that. We've seen a whole lot of work that you've put in place, you know, and we're asking, what took us this long to realize that we have a fish in our midst, in the midst of all the shenanigans, so to speak, that is ongoing?
I should be asking you that question. Maybe you can answer that question. Why do you take it such a long time?
Oh, gosh.
Maybe because I am generally quiet.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
I get on with what I have to do. You know, you don't blow your own trumpet.
Absolutely.
So I should be asking you that question, since you are the trumpeters.
All right, thank you so much, Sawa. It's been a wonderful time with Honorable Ned Nwoko. Of course, we've learned a lot of things right now, and you know, time seems to be Ned. Nwoko, yes, Nwoko, and you see, he's a teacher naturally. He's been teaching us since we stepped our feet into this place, and I'm so glad that you gave us the opportunity to share part of your afternoon with us, you know, and of course, we will definitely be hearing from you, because I know that there are loads of partnership that could also, you know, we can engage in with a lot of things that you've embarked on. Again, thank you so much. You know, this will be on a lighter gesture. My last question to you, because you are the latest father in town. How does it feel like being the latest being the latest father to one of the?
I can tell you that since that
2 months
was born to now, over 10,000 kids would have been born in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
So my baby is not the latest one.
Yeah, but being married to, you know what I'm saying, you know, how does it feel, you know, being the latest father in town?
I'm not the latest father in town.
Yeah, as far as this show is concerned, yes, how does it feel like being the father? Yeah, now.
I have many kids.
I know you have many kids.
I love all my kids.
Equally, all right.
I have many beautiful kids who are doing very well. Some of them in UK, some of them here in Nigeria. And they're all happy as kids. We all interact very well, you know, doing our sports every Sunday. I
think we see that.
We all do sports every Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, it's a foundation you're going to lay for your kids as well.
Absolutely.
You know.
All right, thank you so much. Again, we appreciate the time and all you've carried us through. You've walked us through everything, your achievements and the milestone you've achieved thus far. So Real Talk with Kike just turned one recently, and I would say that we have a small token for you. And again, may God continue to enrich you and the support of the good legacies for generations to come that you've put behind. I pray that God will be with your own children as they are impacting other people's children as well. And I pray that no evil will befall you. Longevity will be yours. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity. And we're using this medium to present.
Are you a pastor?
I'm one of them, because when I mentioned God earlier, you said I don't look like someone who will bring God first in all of this. But sir, the question is, with technology, with innovation, God has brought that to light, and we cannot help but relate it to God one way or the other, because even we standing here today is by God's grace. Thousands of people slept yesterday and they never woke up, and we are here today with the Honorable Ned Nwoko. I pronounce that brother. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, thank you. I don't know if you'd like to open it.
No, you should open it.
I should help you. Okay.
What about if it contains a bomb?
No, I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that. I don't know if you can help me with that. Yeah, we should open it together. Oh gosh, thank you so much, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A gift is always a gift.
Yes. We know you're a billionaire.
Let me say this. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke at all. You say you don't know me.
So how do you relax, if I may ask? Aside sports? Aside sports.
That's the best way to relax.
Okay.
That is the best way to relax. When you do sports, you feel good after doing sports. Then you go home and you rest. Yes. Yeah, I don't drink alcohol. It doesn't mean I wouldn't accept it. It's a gift. I don't smoke. It is cigarette, I will accept it. I'll give it to those who smoke.
This is not cigarette.
I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm just also emphasizing. I don't drink either. I don't take alcohol, but I don't smoke either. So this is.
There are things like I don't eat meat or chicken as well.
Oh, vegetarian.
Yeah, so I don't know whether maybe you eat meat.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I love beef actually.
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Yes.
This is green tea?
Yes, sir.
This is good. I love tea.
Yeah. And of course, this is a book from one of your wife's colleagues as well.
Who is that?
Bolanle Ninolo.
Okay.
I'm sure you know him. Do you know him? Yeah.
I'm sure we've met before.
All right. So I don't know if can you take a picture of this?
This is obviously homemade.
Yes.
And
yes.
This is what I'm talking about.
It's vintage.
Instead of us, going to Dubai and UK to get things, this is good. This is homemade.
Thank you.
So it's good.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, it's a wrap.